Good morning. I explained you some problems based on vectors, that too in particular on parallelogram law of vectors in the previous session. Now I am going to continue the same objective, that is problems which are going to be very helpful in your JEE Main, NEET and all other competitive examinations. Now look here, look into this. Okay, look into this first problem here. See, two forces are such that sum of their magnitudes is 19 Newton. Let the magnitudes of the two forces be P and Q. It is given that sum of the magnitudes of the two vectors is 18 Newton. And the resultant is root 228 when they are at 120 degrees. We know the formula for the magnitude of the resultant of two vectors is root of p square plus q square plus 2pq cos theta. Here it is given that when theta is 120 degrees, the magnitude of the resultant is root 228. Substituting this in this expression, root 228 is equal to root of p square plus q square plus 2pq cos 120. Cos 120 is minus half. So this and this gets cancelled. Squaring on both sides, what do we get? 228 is equal to p square plus q square minus pq. Okay, this is one equation. See here, squaring on both sides, what do we get here? P square plus q square plus 2pq is equal to 18 square, that is 324. So take this equation as 1. And coming to this equation, see here, p square plus q square plus 2pq is equal to 324. And writing this equation below this, we will be getting p square plus q square minus pq is equal to 228. This is equation 2. So here, if you add these two equations, what do we get? Let us subtract this one equation from the other. So if you subtract the second equation from the first equation, p square gets cancelled, q square gets cancelled, 2pq minus of minus becomes plus, so it becomes 3pq. So 3pq is equal to 324 minus 228. So this is 6, it is 96. So pq is equal to 96 by 3, that is equal to 32. So here p plus q is 18, pq is equal to 32. Again, on solving two equations with two unknowns, we can get the values of p and q, no doubt about it. But in the examination, you should know the shortest time to handle the problem. See here, now at this stage, if you look at the options, see, if you look at the options given here, what do we get? The product of p and q must be 32. So for this, it is not 32 for the first option, it is not 32, 10 into 9, 13 into 5, but 16 into 2 is 32, 16 plus 2 is 18, so correct option is 4. So again, look at that problem. What is given? The sum of the magnitudes of the two vectors is given as 18. When they are at an angle 120, resultant is root 228. So you are just supposed to find out the value. So you get two equations, we can solve, on solving them you can get the two unknowns given over there. Now let us go to the second problem. Okay, look into the next problem given. Look here. Two vectors are given by A bar is given, B bar is given, and if 3A bar plus B bar, 2B bar minus C bar is 0, find the third vector. So here A bar is given as minus 2I plus j minus 3k, and B bar is given as 5I plus 3j minus 2k. It is given that, look here, 3A bar plus 2B bar minus C bar is equal to 0. Find C bar. That is the question. Very simple problem. So, but you have to do this carefully. 3A bar. 3A bar is minus 2I plus j minus 3k plus 2B bar. 2 into B bar is 5I plus 3j minus 2k minus C bar. Minus C bar is equal to 0. Now, 3 into 2, it is minus 6 I bar plus 3j bar minus 9k bar plus 10 I bar plus 6j bar minus 4k bar minus C bar is equal to 0. Minus 6I plus 10I, it is 4I bar plus 3j plus 6j, it is 9j bar minus 9k minus 4k minus 13k bar minus C bar is equal to 0. So, here if you take that C bar to the other side, C bar is equal to 4I plus 9j minus 13k. That is the answer we got here. So, which option is correct? 4I plus 9j minus 13k. First option is correct for that problem. Okay. Now, let us move on to the next problem. See here, a body starts with a velocity. Initial velocity of the body is given as 2I minus 3j plus 11k meter per second. Okay, and what else is given? And moves with acceleration. A is equal to, acceleration of the body is given as 10I plus 10j plus 10k. That is the acceleration given. This is velocity is given in meter per second, acceleration is given meter per second square. You are supposed to find out its velocity after 0.25 seconds. What is its velocity? See, from equations of motion, what is v at any instant of time t? V is equal to u plus at. So, v is equal to u plus at. Substitute these values here. U is equal to 2I minus 3j plus 11k. See here. And A is equal to 10I plus 10j plus 10k. And t is equal to 0.25 seconds. V is equal, this is initial velocity. A body starting with a velocity, so that is the initial velocity. V is u plus at implies V is equal to 2I, I am writing u, 2I minus 3j plus 11k plus, I am writing A here, 10I plus 10j plus 10k into 0.25. So, V is equal to, if you simplify this, 2i minus 3j plus 11k. 10 into 0.25 is 2.5. So 2.5i plus 2.5j plus 2.5k. So 2 plus 2. It is 4.5 I bar minus 3 plus 2.5 minus 0.5 j bar plus 11 plus 2.5 plus 13.5 k bar. So 4.5 I minus 0.5 plus 13. So that is the answer. 4.5 I bar minus 0.5 j bar plus 13.5 k bar. That is the correct option for that problem. Now let us go to the next page. Look here. See, in this problem, the resultant of two vectors p bar and q bar is r bar. Magnitude of q is double, the new resultant is perpendicular to p. Then magnitude of r bar. You have to follow this very carefully. Resultant of p bar and q bar is r bar. So r bar is equal to p bar plus q bar. On doubling q, see, if the magnitude of q is double, the new resultant becomes perpendicular to p bar. So look here, this is p bar. This is the new resultant, let us say r dash, which is perpendicular to p bar. Very obviously, q bar must be in this direction. Q bar must be in this direction because resultant is in between the two vectors, right? So, but this is 2q bar now. 2q bar. On doubling the magnitude of q, the new resultant is perpendicular to p. Now, I am repeating the problem. Here, resultant of two vectors p bar and q bar is r bar. On doubling the magnitude of q, the new resultant is perpendicular to p, right? So, q bar is just doubled. Direction is not changed, only the magnitude is doubled. So, instead of q, we have written it as 2q. Then, the resultant of 2q and p is r dash. What is asked? Magnitude of r. What is the magnitude of r here? So, just to find out r, what is the formula we will be using from parallelogram law of vectors? As r bar is the resultant of p bar and q bar, r is equal to root of p square plus q square plus 2pq cos theta. So, to find r, theta must be known, because if you observe the options are given in terms of p and q. So, the original angle between p and q must be known. So, here angle is not changed actually. So, here if you take this angle as alpha, angle between p and q, which we call it as theta, theta is equal to 90 plus alpha. From this we can find out alpha. See here, this is 2q, this length is 2q, this length is p and this is r, alpha. So, from that, sin alpha is equal to opposite side by hypotenuse. So, theta is equal to 90 plus alpha. So, sin 90 plus alpha, sin theta is sin 90 plus alpha, that is minus p by 2q. So, look here, I am repeating this problem. See here, alpha is, sin alpha is opposite side. Opposite side is p here to alpha and hypotenuse is 2q. But we want to know cos theta, isn't it? We want to know cos theta. Cos theta is equal to cos of 90 plus alpha. Cos 90 plus alpha is minus sin alpha. Sin alpha is p by q. So, cos theta is equal to minus p by 2q because sin alpha is p by 2q. So let us substitute this cos theta in that expression. R is equal to root of p square plus q square plus 2pq. Cos theta is minus p by 2q. So minus p by 2q. So 2q gets cancelled. This is root of p square plus q square. Here it is minus p by 2q. So minus p into p, it is minus p square. This and this gets cancelled. R is equal to root of q square. Simply R is equal to q. So the correct answer is the third option. I am repeating the problem here. So understand the problem carefully. Here R is the resultant of two vectors p bar and q bar. R is the resultant of the vector p bar and q bar, right? So R bar is p bar plus q bar. On doubling the magnitude of q, their new resultant is perpendicular to p. So the direction of q is not changed. So it is in the original direction, but magnitude is doubled. So the new resultant is perpendicular to p. This is the diagram. From this, sin alpha is p by 2q. To find the resultant, we want cos theta, where cos theta is the angle between p and q. So from this diagram, theta is 90 plus alpha. Cos 90 plus alpha is minus sin alpha. As sin alpha is p by 2q, cos theta is minus p by 2q. So on substituting cos theta as minus p by 2q, you got R as equal to q. That is the answer. Okay. So that is your first problem in this page. Now next go to the next problem. Look here. A room has dimensions 3 meters into 4 meters into 5 meters. A room has dimensions 3 meters, 4 along x-axis length is 3 meters, along y-axis length is 4 meters, along z-axis length is 5 meters, right? A fly starting at one corner ends up at diametrically opposite corners, magnitude of the displacement. See here, suppose if you write this in the vector form, A bar is equal to 3i plus 4j plus 5k. That is the diagonal. The diagonal, the room has dimensions 3 into 4 into 5 implies along x-axis its dimension is 3 meters, along y-axis its dimension is 4 meters, along z-axis its dimension is 5 meters. Then the diagonal is represented as 3i plus 4j plus 5k because its length along x-axis becomes 3, along y-axis 4, along z-axis becomes 5. So if this is a vector, what is the formula for its magnitude? It is simply root of 3 square plus 4 square plus 5 square. It is root 50 or it is 5 root 2 meters, right? So the fly actually it's starting from one corner, it reaches the diagonally opposite corner. So what is its displacement? Just we need to find out the length of the diagonal of that room. So that is the answer, 5 root 2 meters. Now let us go to this problem. Look here, a vector I bar plus root 3 j bar, a vector I bar plus root 3 j bar rotates about its tail through an angle 60 degrees clockwise. So here we have to understand the question properly. See here, this is I bar, this is j bar conventionally, this is minus I bar and this is minus j bar. See, this vector is I bar plus root 3 j bar. So this is in the first quadrant. So along x-axis component is 1, along y-axis component is root 3. So what is this angle? From this diagram, it's very clear, tan alpha is equal to opposite side by adjacent side root 3 or alpha is equal to 60 degrees. So, from the given data, we could draw the figure and we could find out the angle made by the given vector with the x-axis. Now, read the second statement. It rotates about its tail through an angle 60 degrees in the clockwise direction. This is the tail end of the vector. So, this becomes the clockwise direction. So, this is turned through an angle 60 degrees clockwise. If this is turned through 60 degrees, the vector will be finally like this. So, the vector is just turned. Its direction is changed, but magnitude is not changed. So, now what is this new vector? What is the original magnitude of the vector? Suppose if you take this vector as a bar, original magnitude is root of ax square plus ay square. So, root of 1 plus 3, that is equal to 2. Now, the new vector is along x-axis with a magnitude 2. So, the new vector is simply 2I bar. Magnitude is same as the original vector, but it is along x-axis. So, when the vector is given vector is turned through an angle 60 degrees clockwise, then the resulting vector will be 2I bar. That is the problem, right? Now, let us go to the next problem. A car weighing 100 kg is on a slope making an angle 30 degrees. Let us draw the diagram first. This is a slope making an angle 30 degrees and a car is on the slope now and it is weighing 100 kg. So, that is mass of the car is given as 100 kg. The component of its weight parallel to the slope is asked. First of all, weight of the car is mg. Mass is given as 100. In the question, g is given as 10. So, weight of the car is 1000 Newton. That is given in the problem. Next, you are supposed to find out its component parallel to the slope like this. So, actually, we can resolve its weight into two rectangular components. One component is parallel to the plane and another component is perpendicular to the plane. See here, if this is 30 degrees, this angle becomes 30 degrees, isn't it? These two are perpendicular to these two. This is vertical, perpendicular to this horizontal. This is the plane and this is the normal drawn to the plane. So, angle between these two sides will be equal to the angle between these two sides. So, this is 30. So, this component becomes mg, component along the adjacent side cos theta. Component along the incline is component along the opposite side. This becomes mg sin theta. Now, what is asked? Component of the weight parallel to the slope. We have to read the question properly. So, parallel to the slope means we are asked to find out mg sin theta. So, parallel to the slope component is mg sin theta, that is 1000 sin 30, that is equal to sin 30 is half. So, it is 500 Newton. Answer is 500 Newton. This is the correct option for that problem. Okay. Now, let us go to the next problem. Look here. Force acting on a particle, let us see. Force acting on a particle makes an angle 60 degrees. Force acting on a particle makes an angle 60 degrees with positive x-axis. See here, again, let this be the positive x-axis, this be the positive y-axis, force acting on a particle is making an angle 60 degrees with positive x-axis. Magnitude of this force is 10 Newton. The magnitude of this force is 10 Newton. What are its x and y components? So, x component is this one, fx, that is f along the adjacent side cos theta. Component of this is along the opposite side, this is f sin theta. So, fx is equal to 10 cos 60. We know cos 60 is equal to half. This is 5 Newton. And the next one is fy is f sin theta, that is 10 sin 60. Sin 60 is root 3 by 2, so it is 5 root 3. X component is 5, y component is 5 root 3. Option 1 is the correct answer for that problem. Let us go to the next problem. Look here. See, actually, we are looking into the problems based on resolution of a vector into its components. Now, look into this problem. To go from town A to town B, a plane must fly about 1780 kilometers at an angle 30 degrees west of north. So, here sign convention is so important to understand the directions. So, follow this very carefully. See here, usually we take this as positive x-axis, or this is east and this is west, this is north and this is south. That is how we represent the directions like this. So, along east conventionally we take I bar, west becomes minus I bar. North is taken as J bar, south becomes minus J bar. Now, look here. To go from the town A, let us take this as town A. To go from town A to town B, plane must fly 1780 kilometers at an angle 30 degrees west of north. Look here, 30 degrees west of north. So, this is the north direction. West of north is this. So, to reach the town B from town A, the plane has to fly a distance of 1780 kilometers at an angle 30 degrees west of north. So, understand that concept clearly. Here, as I told you already, sign convention is the most important thing. East is taken represented as I bar, west minus I bar, north is taken as J bar, south will be taken as minus J bar. Here in the problem it is given that to move from town A to town B, the flight has to fly, or the plane has to fly in a direction 30 degrees west of north. This is the north direction, 30 degrees west of north. So, this is 30 degrees west of north. So, what is asked in the question? How far north of A is B? How far north of A is B? See, this is A, this is north. How far north of A is B means you are asked to find this distance. Understand the question. A to B, the plane has moved. So, here how far the town B is north of A. So, this is A, this is north. So, the town B distance north of A means the component of this along this direction. So, this is 1780 into cos 30. That is the component along, the distance component along y axis. Let us represent it as SY. So, this is 1780 cos 30 is root 3 by 2. So here 8, 18, like 890, 890 root 3. Root 3 is 1.732. So approximately you will be getting around 1542 kilometers. That is the answer. Or simply 890 root 3 kilometers. So I am repeating the problem. At the end I will ask a different question. Look here, there are two towns A and B. From A to B, to reach from the point A to B, the aeroplane has to fly at 30 degrees west of north, a distance of 1780 kilometers. So how far north is the town B with respect to A? So that means you are asked to find out this component. In the same question, instead of asking how far north of A is B, suppose if he asks you how far west of A is B, then you are supposed to find this component, west of B. Then it automatically becomes, if he asks the component west of A, then you will be getting it as 1780 component along the opposite side into sin 30, simply that becomes 890 kilometers. That is the answer. So you should know the conventions properly to understand that problem. Now let us go to the next problem. Read that problem carefully. The next one. Look here. Displacement vectors A bar and B bar are given. A bar is given as 3i plus 3j and B bar is given as I minus 4j and C bar is given as minus 2i plus 5j. Use the components method to determine the magnitude and direction of E bar. E bar, which is given as minus A bar minus B bar plus C bar. Just A bar, B bar, C bar are given. E bar is related to A bar, B bar, C bar as minus A bar minus B bar plus C bar. You are supposed to find the magnitude and direction of E bar. Now look here. So minus A bar is minus 3i minus 3j minus B bar minus I plus 4j plus C bar minus 2i plus 5j. Look here, minus 3 minus minus, minus 3 minus 4 minus 6. This is minus 6i bar. Now minus 3j plus 4j plus 5, 9 minus 3 plus 6j. So this is E bar. E bar is equal to minus 6i plus 6j. Now coming to the magnitude of E bar is a root of 6 square plus 6 square. This is 6 root 2. So that is perfect. 6 root 2. Okay, now we need to find out the direction. So I am rewriting, I am drawing this. This is I bar minus I bar, J bar minus J bar. This vector is minus 6i plus 6j. So it will be like this. It is in the second quadrant because I component is minus 6. So this is the vector. It is making an angle 45 degrees because this is given as 6, this is also 6, isn't it? X component is 6, Y component is also 6. Tan inverse AY by AX is equal to 1. So this angle becomes 45 degrees. So how do you read it? So the magnitude of the resultant is 6 root 2 at an angle 45 degrees from negative x-axis clockwise direction. from negative x-axis clockwise direction. So it is 6 root 2, 6 root 2, 45 degrees clockwise with negative x-axis. You see, you have to find out the magnitude. While finding out the direction, angle must be known with what axis, in which direction, that is in the clockwise or anti-clockwise. So that is 6 root 2 at 45 degrees clockwise with the negative x-axis, right? Now let us go to the next problem. Meanwhile, read the problem. Read that problem. Look here. An ant moves on the floor of a room making two displacements, one of magnitude 3 meters, another of magnitude 4 meters. Angle between the two displacements is 120 degrees. What is the magnitude of the resultant displacement? It is simple. P bar, one displacement is given as 3 meters, another displacement is given as 4 meters, angle between them is given as 120 degrees. What is the magnitude of the resultant? Just simple application of parallelogram law of factors. R is root of P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta. Just substitute the values and tell me the answer. See, while listening to the class, definitely you should have a notes, and you have to take down the notes whenever I am teaching the synopsis, and you have to solve the problems all by yourself when I am teaching the problems, right? Only then you can understand the class properly. So this is 3 square plus 4 square plus 2 into 3 into 4 into cos 120 is minus sin 30, that is minus half. So this and this gets cancelled. Root of 3 square is 9 plus 16 minus 12. So this is 16 minus 12 is 4. This is root 13. So answer is 3 point something. Root 9 is 3. Root 16 is 4. So the answer is going to be in between 3 and 4. So from the given options, it has to be 3.606. Okay. Now let us go to the next page. Look here. Two vectors A and B have equal magnitudes of 12. These vectors are making angles 30 degrees and 120 degrees with x-axis respectively. Their sum is r bar. Find x and y components. Look here. First, I am writing the two vectors here. This is x-axis, this is y-axis, say. Two vectors have equal magnitude 12. So this is 12 Newton making an angle 30 degrees. Okay. And another vector is making an angle 120 degrees with x-axis. This angle is given as 120 degrees. Their sum is r bar. Find the x and y component. If you club these two, is the same thing, I am drawing it on a single diagram. This is x-axis, this is y-axis. This is the first force, 12 Newton making an angle 60 degrees. And another vector is also 12, but making an angle 120 degrees with x-axis. So the sum of these two is taken as r bar. You are supposed to find out the x and y components of the resultant. Let us try to find out the components of this vector. F1 is equal to 12 cos 60 I bar plus 12 sin 60 j bar. So cos 60 is half. This is 6 I bar plus 6 root 3, because sin 60 is root 3 by 2. So 6 root 3 j bar. That is F1 bar. See, that is F1 bar. Now, F2 bar. Let us write this. See here, suppose if you find out this component, this angle will be equal to 60 degrees. If this angle is 120, this angle will be 60. So, its F2, its x component is 12 cos 60, but along negative x-axis minus I bar. And component of this along this becomes plus 12 sin 60 j bar. So, this becomes cos 60 is, so this is minus 6i plus 6 root 3 j. So, there is something wrong in doing this problem. Let us do it again. So, here I know. Let us start this problem once again, no issue. Okay, look here, I am redrawing the same thing. Let this be x-axis, let this be y-axis. Two vectors A and B have magnitudes of 12, making angles 30 degrees and 120 degrees with x-axis respectively. I have taken this as 60 degrees previously, that is the problem. So, that is not 60, it is 30. So, this angle is given as 30 degrees and its magnitude is 12 Newton. And another one is given as 12 Newton, but it is making an angle 120 degrees. Okay, if this is 120, this angle becomes 60. Now, this vector is given as A bar. So, A bar is equal to 12 cos 30 I bar plus 12 sin 30 j bar. Its component along x-axis is cos, along y-axis is sin. So, the cos 30 is root 3 by 2. It becomes 6 root 3 I plus 6 j, because sin 30 is half. That is A bar. Similarly, let us write B bar. See, B bar, its component along x-axis is 12 cos 60, but negative x-axis minus I bar, plus 12 sin 60 j bar. So, from this B bar is equal to cos 60 is half, so minus 6i. Sin 60 is root 3 by 2, 6 root 3 j bar. So, the resultant of these two is A bar plus B bar. That is equal to, look here, 6 root 3 minus 6 I bar, 6 plus 6 root 3, 6 plus 6 root 3 j bar. That is the resultant. Here in this problem, we are asked to find out x and y components. X component is 6 root 3 minus 6, y component is 6 plus 6 root 3. First option is perfect. Okay, so while noting down the data, we have to be careful. Here in this case, 12 Newton is making an angle 30 degrees with x-axis, whereas the other force is making 120 degrees with x-axis. Okay, let us go to the next page. Look here, direction cosines of a vector are given. So, direction cosines are given as cos alpha is equal to 4 by 5 root 2, cos beta is equal to 1 by root 2, cos gamma is given by 3 by 5 root 2. So, find the vector. What is that vector? See here, we know cos alpha is A bar by modulus of Ax by, see, what is the formula for cos alpha? cos alpha is equal to ax by a. If a bar is given as ax I bar plus ay j bar plus az k bar, then the direction cosines are given by cos alpha is ax by a, cos beta is ay by a, cos gamma is az by a. So, denominator is common for all. So, here to make the denominator common, this has to be multiplied and divided with 5, right? So, then this becomes ax is 4, ay is 5, az is 3. So, the vector can be written as 4I bar plus 5j bar plus 3k bar. That is the vector 4I bar plus 5j bar plus 3k bar. That is the answer for that problem. Direction cosines are given from which we could find out the vector using the expressions for direction cosines. Now, let us go to the next problem. Look here, a bar is given as 2I minus 3j plus 4k. See, a bar is given as 2I minus 3j plus 4k. Find its components in yz plane. So, the length of a bar in yz plane is square root of ay square plus az square. Ay square is 3 square. Anyway, minus 3 whole square becomes plus 3 whole square. So, it is 3 square plus 4 square. This is 5. And in zx plane, so length of vector a in zx plane becomes root of ax square plus az square, that is 2 square plus 4 square. This is 4 plus 16 root 20. Root 20 is 2 root 5. So, answer is 5 and 2 root 5. 5 and 2 root 5 is the correct answer for that problem. And let us go to the next problem. Look here. If you go to this next problem, look into this. A bar and B bar are given. Find the unit vector parallel to A bar and B bar. A bar is given as 3I minus 4j plus 5k and B bar is given as 2I plus 3j minus 4k. A bar plus B bar will be 2 plus 3, 5I minus 4 plus 3, minus 1 minus j, 5 minus 4 plus k. Okay, what is asked? Unit vector parallel to A bar plus B bar. So, unit vector, suppose if this is C bar, unit vector of C bar is C bar by modulus of C, implies unit vector of A bar plus B bar is 5I minus j plus k divided by 5 square plus 1 square plus 1 square. This is equal to 5I minus j plus k divided by 25, 26, 27, root 27. That is the option. 5I minus j plus k. 5I minus j plus k by root 27 is the correct option for that problem. And the last one. So, look into this last. Actually, that same model we have done in the same session. Look here, a vector, say A bar is 3I plus 4j, rotates about its tail through an angle 37 degrees in anti-clockwise direction. Look here, this is I bar, this is j bar, this is minus I bar and this is minus j bar. See, this is 3i plus 4j. In which quadrant does it lie? In the first quadrant, right? Now, it is turned through an angle 37 degrees anti-clockwise. 3i means its x component is 3 and its y component is 4. So, opposite side becomes 4. So, this angle, if you call it alpha, tan alpha is equal to 4 by 3. So, alpha is tan inverse 4 by 3. We know pretty much well that is 53 degrees. Tan 53 is equal to 4 by 3. So, this angle is 53 degrees. This angle is 53. Now, it is rotated about its tail through an angle 37 degrees anti-clockwise. This is the anti-clockwise and rotated through an angle 37. If you see, 53 plus 37 becomes 90. So, now it will be along y-axis. After rotating, the vector is along y-axis, implies it is only j bar with the magnitude same as the original magnitude. Magnitude of this vector is square root of 3 square plus 4 square, that is equal to 5. So, the vector becomes 5j bar after rotating it about its tail through an angle 37 degrees anti-clockwise. That is the answer. So, I told you some problems based on this resolution of a vector, direction cosines, and basically parallelogram law of vectors. In the next class, I am going to tell you something, problems based on Lami's theorem, tangent law, and so on. Thank you and bye-bye. I'll stop here for today. Thank you.